And if it is a good therapy, it is measurable. And they'll come back in and see their improved results. Now, I can tell you that we spent about $60 million developing LifePak Nano. We had 75 scientists work on it. We use good manufacturing practices. We have Advanced Substance Control Group certification, a National Safety Foundation certification, Consumer Labs endorsement. Doc, I could give you a 2-hour lecture on the supplements, but for right now, let's just assume they're high quality and good for your patients. If you decide to do this business with me, I can also send you over all the information you need to feel good about our supplements. Question number 2, ask and answer. Where do you close the deal? Where do you close the deal?
And the money.
Here's the truth. I don't talk. Who are we picking on today, Wes? Let's always pick somebody out to pick on. Is it Steve?
Yeah, it can be me.
Yeah, well, let me tell you. I made 3 trips to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, trying to sign up a hospital that was owned by 9 doctors. And I suddenly remembered that in Boolean algebra that you could get 3 no's and a yes, it's still a no. So, 3 doctors is 9 times harder than 2 doctors. 4 doctors, it takes 16 yeses. I mean, it's incredible the permutations you'll go through trying to sign up a hospital or a clinic. I finally gave up. What I found, I do the best when I'm dealing face-to-face, one-on-one with an individual doctor that has his practice and is getting sick and tired of working longer hours, making less money. I'm going to resonate with this guy on the money. So let me tell you how I explain this. I'm going to give you a little military example. A short period in my life was really miserable in the Marine Corps. And when people say, did you love the Marine Corps? I go, well, I was in 22 years and I loved 19 of it. But for 3 winters, I was in the Arctic Training Regiment, and I spent my winters 300 miles north of the Arctic Circle. And if you want to be miserable, try sleeping outside at 75 below zero. You will be miserable. I've been frostbitten 11 times. And we would take young Marines and we would put them through this training process. Now, if they had happened to have grown up in Minnesota, North Dakota, or Alaska, it wasn't quite as tough. But we had kids from Hawaii, Florida. We actually had kids that never seen, 18-year-olds that never seen snow, I don't think, right? And if you asked them what that white stuff was, they said snow. Now, I had a buddy who was on my team that we pulled in from Alaska, an Arctic ninja, and he had spent his whole life in the snow. In fact, he'd spent some time with Eskimos, the Inuit Indians. And he tells me that they have about 81 different words for snow, because their whole life is about snow. So what I tell people, if you're really going to be serious about recruiting doctors, we need to have more than one word for money. We need to be Inuit-like in our ability to express the income. Now, you guys just saw it up here on the screen. And it's wonderful to see it up in the screen, but you need to be able to speak it. So when I'm in a practice, once I've got this, we've spent money, we've got clinicals, we've got great supplements, I'm going to drill that 3rd question. I'm going to knock that 3rd question out of the park. So here's where it starts. I'm scanning the doctor, and I'm going to say, Doc, you see how this will scan? 60 seconds, bang, we've got your antioxidant score. Imagine every time you stick someone's hand in that scanner, it's $20 a scan. If you would scan 5 people a day, that would be $100 a day. That would be $500 a week. That'd be $25,000 a year. Doc, I just walked out of your waiting room. Do you have 14 people in your waiting room? That's $280 that's coming through your practice that you're not going to collect today because you do not have a scanner. Let me say this again. If you scanned 100 people a month, that would be $2,000 a month. That would be $24,000 a year. My God, if you only scan 50 people, a month, it's $1,000 a month, it's $12,000 a year. Do you see how, in a way, like I am in this ability to talk about numbers? And then here's what I'm going to say, Doc, but you get scanning, the scanner has 2 income streams. I just discussed this sort of flat line, sort of easy, sort of linear money. Do you know where the real money's at? The serious money? The serious money is when we bring people in here and we scan them. Here's the truth. You may not know it. Some of your patients don't eat very well. Some of them eat 9 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, but guess what? You may have someone that has coffee and donuts for breakfast, Big Mac frying Coke for lunch, and pizza for dinner. I had a brother-in-law who died of cancer right after he had a heart attack. I think this guy could go years without touching a vegetable. He was Mr. Meat and Potatoes. We have patients that do not eat fruits and vegetables. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to place their hand in the scanner, and their score is going to come up red or yellow or orange, these cautionary colors. And you need to make a recommendation for them to go on their nutritional supplements. When you put someone on LifePak Nano, that is worth $25 a month to you. Not just the first month, but the second month when it ships, the third month. We're doing all this direct shipment. You're not buying wholesale, retail. You're not running through your merchant services account. You don't need a credit card machine. You just take their name, address, and credit card information. We're going to do the fulfillment. In fact, we'll even pay you $10 just to fill that form out. So $25 every month when it ships. What does that mean a patient is worth to you a year? $300 a year. That means 100 patients is worth $30,000. Who's a doctor in here with a practice, with actual medical records? Anybody? Somebody? What's a typical? Well, how many medical records do you have?
How many do I have administering medical records?
Yeah, medical records in your practice.
There's probably
2 or 3 records?
No, 2 or 3 employees that manage that.
Yeah, but how many records?
Oh, thousands.
5,000? 5,000 records. Okay. So, Doc, here's a thought. What if you got 10% of 5,000? You had 500 paid people on LifePak Nano. We'd be paying you $150,000 a year. Do you see how we have to be able to rattle the numbers off the top of our head? Guys, the truth of it is, we provide a medical practice with 2 benefits. There is a health crisis in this country. If anybody thinks it's caused by bacteria, they're wrong. If anybody thinks it's caused by virus, the plague hasn't hit the United States. The last big outbreak of the plague was what, 15th century? We haven't had smallpox in big numbers for a couple hundred years. We're dying of metabolic diseases. We're dying from poor nutrition. And smart doctors know that. We're providing a health benefit to the patients and the practice. And doctor, if you're providing a health benefit to your patients, it is all right for you to make money. So let me now summarize this. Suppose you were to scan 100 patients a month. That's not too hard to imagine. $20 a scan, $2,000 a month, it's $24,000 annually in scanning fees. Now, out of that 100 patients, suppose you got 20%. I have doctors that get almost 100%. I have doctors that do as little as 10. But let's say you have 20%. End of the year, you have 240 patients. What if half of them went away? You still have 120 patients. You still got $30,000 a year in commissionable income. $2,500 a month off the commissions, $2,000 a month off the scanning fee, $30,000 plus $24,000, $54,000 combined income. And I can park this car in your garage for $3,250.